Hello fellow homesteaders. We are going to make several different types of all natural do-it-yourself oven cleaners today. This first one is as simple as it is easy to use and effective. I'm going to pour in 1.5 cups of water. I tend to use warm to lukewarm water, but it really doesn't matter. I think that you would have better results if you don't use just cold, but I don't think that it would make a large difference. I would recommend lukewarm to warm water. Using very cheap generic baking soda, I'm going to put 2 to 4 tablespoons in here. You're making a paste, and the paste should be about the consistency, I'd say, of a watery gravy, not a very thick gravy. So these measurements are just ballparks, and you might need to double or triple this recipe depending on how large your oven is, how much grime you're getting out, what kind of grime you have in there, if it's baked on, caked on grease. I do always recommend kind of swiping out the big pieces of things that are in there so you're not trying to clean those and making a bigger mush to clean out the end. If you have any big pieces of flaky stuff, it's easy to come off, like from meat or something perhaps, then I would go ahead and get those out first. This cleaner will take those up, but you're just making more mess for yourself if you don't go ahead and wipe out the easy stuff first. You can see it's just baking soda and water. I'm going to use a fork to combine in here to make a paste. I'm really thinking this is not quite a paste yet. It does harden a bit after a couple minutes when the baking soda has time to get fully absorbed, but you can see they're still somewhat separated. So you need to make sure you combine them thoroughly. The baking soda, being heavier in the water, likes to sink and clump. So stir at it like you're maybe scrambling eggs and get them to thoroughly combine. You could try to use a paste that's this watery, but I think I really do need more of the baking soda. Some folks, I watch things on Pinterest, some people do use more of a watery mixture instead of a paste. Some people say you can put in a spray bottle, but I would think the baking soda would clog. I've used baking soda in some spray bottle recipes before. Taking the nozzle off helps, but I've not had much luck having baking soda in any type of a natural cleaner or medicinal spray. But if you can't seem to get yours to thicken up as much as what you want it to, you can try a thinner, more of a spray type texture. They're not an actual spray than a paste, but I find it works better in a thicker paste texture. I'm going to mix this up, and when I get it down to a consistency that's less watery, I will show you the inside of the oven. We're going to place this in one particular part as well as onto the oven door, because I'm going to do 2 other types of homemade do-it-yourself all natural oven cleaners that work incredibly well also. And you can compare the difference, see which one you think might work best. This is thickening up now, still a little more watery than what I would like. The baking soda just clinging to the bottom of my stainless steel mixing bowl. It's almost like water going out from the beach. You see, you move that away and you still have a lot that's there. It takes a couple minutes to thoroughly combine it. So I'm going to stir it around a bit more. Oops, sorry about the noise there. My metal mixing tools and bowls tend to make a good bit of noise. I really don't like to use anything plastic. My measuring spoons are my grandmother's. I imagine they're probably 100 years old by now. I'm going ahead and put my fingers and run through it and see what the texture feels like. So there's a good bit of thickness to it when you run your hands through. It still does have more of a watery texture than I would like, but I'm happy with the amount of baking soda I have in it. I think there's enough for it to be an active abrasive cleaner. So this is still more water than I like. I can go ahead and add more into it to make a thicker paste. But I think I'm going to go ahead and try it a little bit waterier so you can kind of see what this does. Maybe you don't have to use as much baking soda as some folks claim, but typically I do put more baking soda in it than that. I'm going to go ahead and spread this around. I'm going to readjust the tripod here. Get you angled down into the stove. And it is not a very clean stove right now. It is not a chore that I, like thousands of other women, enjoy doing. So you can see it might be easier just to move it. That is what we're going to be cleaning. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put the baking soda in there. And in the next video, you will see where the baking soda is laying in comparison to the spray I'm going to use. And then we will do one more, and we will split the oven up, the door, window, and the oven in 3 different parts.